Alrighty, guys, welcome to a playoff match between the Hilliard Cybercats. And I actually need to look up the other team's name. But before we start, I want to say a couple words of tribute to the Derby choir students and some of our esports people affectionately know as Mama Sturman. My mom passed away a week ago today, and she was a huge supporter she was a teacher for her career and a huge supporter of our esports program. And she was actually a video game player herself, more like Pac-Man and Tetris and things like that. But she did play through the League tutorial once, and she would love to watch the students' games in seasons that were casted and off-season things. So just goes to show that you can support and be involved with this and enjoy it, even if you don't necessarily know the game. And yeah, so Mama Sturman, this one is for you. And she was the original person who taught me my hype. So any hype that I put out today, know that she was the original hype source. So I have with me today casting pick ban Hansifer, and a big special thank you to Egg and Toast, our observer. We know that it's playoff week for all of our esports competitive teams, so hopefully you are checking into that and excited. We are. This is the second. And let's see the picks and bans we have out. We have some very, very targeted bans that were thrown out to target some of the Hilliard teams. So that's Swain, Yasuo, and Fiora are specific bans for an actual bird, Aspen Noob, and Bubble Puppy. What are you thinking about this, Hansifer?
I know Will personally. He's a very big fan of the Swain. The champion is not the easiest thing to pick up, but once you have mastery on him, he is a very oppressive pick in the bot lane. So very smart from the enemy team banning that out. And then also the Fiora, another really strong champion right now. Xander having a lot of control over that champion. I've seen him 1v2, 1v3 a couple of times, and it's really great to see. And then the Yasuo, that's an interesting ban. I know Isaac, he likes to play him, but I don't really see him much in the
Yeah. So I know that's also a favorite of his, and the Pantheon was something that they were talking about and have been working on in practice, especially this weekend, I know. So
yeah, he recently got a couple changes to his kit, being more for the top lane now, and Xander really seems to be wanting to play that, so interesting to see what he does.
And I looked it up. I'm looking it up now. We are playing Patriots Dawn League of Legends Club, and this is at Friendly High School. So hopefully they keep it friendly. We keep it friendly, friendly but competitive. And elo-wise, it looks like this is going to be pretty similar elo. So hopefully we have a very competitive game.
It's going to be an exciting game to watch.
Morgana and Rakan and Gragas.
Yeah,
so is that Morgana mid?
That is most likely going to be a Morgana mid. The champion is actually pretty strong right now in the mid lane, thanks to the new items, the new mage items. And then it'll be interesting to see if the enemy ADCs pick Xayah to go with the Rakan. But also pick Vayne.
And now I think they expected. I think they had scouted that the ADC likes to play Vayne. So, that actually, I mean, between the Rakan, the mobility there, and then his ult in with Morgana's binding, I mean, and then the Black Shield with Vayne being able to jump around, that's pretty scary. But if you look over to the unbiased our side of Hilliard, we got, the Zoe is pretty mobile herself, same with the Ez. Pantheon has a nice kind of wide ult range, and then the Rammus.
Yeah, I definitely think, I know as much as Will loves to play, I don't think we're going to be seeing the Rammus support.
Nope.
Well, with the Zyra, that definitely going to seem like Rammus is going into the jungle. And I know Will likes to play Zyra. He's been learning that champion recently over the past couple of weeks. I think it's pretty good counter pick in Rakan, because if Rakan tries to go in on you, Zyra roots him down and just kind of stuck there, which is really good.
And a lot of damage and a fair amount of just range and zoning power with her plants. So
yeah,
and then a Malphite. to finish it out. And you know what? The Malphite works. I mean, the guy's name has the word stone miner, so that's pretty darn appropriate.
So it's gonna be interesting to see in this top lane because Pantheon's gonna want to be kind of pushing into this Malphite, going to go roam when he gets that level 6, trying to get a lead over him. But once Malphite starts stacking that armor, Pantheon's gonna be doing no damage to him.
So hopefully by then we'll be able to get some of the damage from the Ezreal, Zoe, and the Zyra. I mean, that's a pretty mobile team too, with the Rammus, and hopefully they'll be able to keep vision up, take advantage of if the enemy team doesn't have vision, try to get some catches, try to, have mobility around these objectives and kind of go from there. What's a Rammus Gragas jungle matchup look like?
So the Rammus jungle matchup, I'm not really sure how that goes because Gragas is not the strongest champion in the jungle right now, but I'd assume it's gonna. I mean, it depends on how they path. I think if they counter ganks, depends all on that. But I do know the Rammus with the Pantheon, how fast Rammus is with that Q and that Pantheon ulti coming in from halfway across the map. I know that's got some really great opportunities to turn a fight number from like a 2v2 into a 2v3, that kind of thing.
Let's see, and so Gragas is early, and then Rammus after the first clear with
Bommy.
Okay, and those are some wise words from Egg and Toast. And the main thing I got out of that too is Bommy rhymes with Nami, and she's my girl. We're also welcoming Peter Sherman Wilson, aka Arya Deva, into the casting mix now that the team is fully loaded into this pick ban. And for those of you who do not know, I am Mrs. Sturman, aka Maestro Pants, and very excited. Like I said earlier, big week for the Hilliard esports teams. We also got the jerseys for our current players in this week, so they are getting distributed to them. So that's very exciting, and our alums are going to get their jerseys once they get shipped out because they are going to the individual houses. So that's another exciting update. Kind of something to make 2020 a little better. We're almost through it, guys. Hang in there. And now we're just waiting on the spectator delay in order to keep that competitive integrity. So, Peter, what are your thoughts on this? It seems like there were some big comfort picks and some purposeful champs that have been practiced on the Hilliard side.
Yeah, so a lot of it was shaped by the bans, right? So, I don't know if you mentioned that I was in there helping them with the pick ban itself. So
it is legal, and that's how they do it in the LCS.
Yep. So basically, we were planning on first picking Fiora if they didn't ban it, and they did end up banning it. And with the Ezreal first pick, we were just going for something safe that we can then see how their composition shapes up a little bit in order to be able to craft our team composition around it. And they didn't ban the Zoe either, which again is a comfort pick.
Yeah.
So we're kind of like doing a pick comp with some team fight insurance where the Zoe's going to be looking for picks, the Pantheon's going to be looking for picks, along with the Rammus is more of like a follow-up engage or a primary engage with the Pantheon, or if somebody gets hit by the Zoe. And then the Ezreal being able to safely poke out around objectives along with the Zoe, and the Zyra bringing in some kind of team fight damage insurance if it does get into an actual 5v5.
That is a good thing to do in these kind of matchups, to have good ideas and way to navigate depending upon how the game state goes, of course, and the students, poke fun at this about it, but all in good jest. We gotta check out the skins. That bot lane, looking fly, matching perfectly. I mean,
man, double prestige, you can't beat that.
Going with the full metal Pantheon to match all the metal, and you have the Rammus, and then Zoe in the mid, like Faker, doesn't even need a skin. Ask Noob Faker, pretty much, the same player.
So, is Full Metal Pantheon an alchemist, is the question.
I think Full Metal Pantheon is an alchemist.
Must be.
For sure. Little anime reference for those of you who are anime watchers. I will say I do like the Coven Morgana and Star Guardian Rakan, even though he's evil. But I guess that makes sense because he is kind of evil anyway in his lore. We have Lore Master Hansifer here. So what are we looking at with these runes, masteries, and all that good stuff?
So, nothing too out of the ordinary here. All pretty standard stuff. The Gragas with the Predator is something that you want to look out for because he can really zoom in for those ganks much more quickly than if he didn't have that rune. Sometimes you'll often, on a Predator Gragas, see him actually rush boots very, very early. So that's not typically something you would see on a jungler, just going for boots your first buy. And it might have changed in the new season. I haven't seen Gragas too much because he's, not in the best state as a champion right now. But I'm guessing we'll see him get some early boots, go for some really early ganks, really early pressure. So it'll be up to Rammus to, like we had the insight from Egg and Toast, just kind of farm up on that first clear until he is able to get the Bomby Cinder, which allows him to actually kind of clear fast enough to be a jungle champion. Because at the beginning, that Rammus clear is pretty darn slow.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about for you guys. I'm seeing a little bit of spinning squares here for loading or buffering, so I don't know if
I'm seeing us load in now, so I don't know if you are as well, but I think you're good.
I'm not. I'm gonna hop out and try to load back in. It's off the internet. I hear it, but I don't see it, so I'll be back.
All right, getting on to the Rift. Let's see if we're just gonna have a normal 5-point, if we have an invade. Both of these comps actually are pretty good invade comps, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see something that looks like red side maybe heading for either a counter invade or just kind of chilling in their jungle. No spreading out now, so more of a standard start.
Are
you able to see now?
Yes, I am. And we made the joke earlier, Peter, that they are from Friendly High School, which I think is a great name. We got some dancing. Oh, but there's a ward. We have a little bit of poke. Dropped another ward. Oh, Morgana landed the root. That's really nicely done. Runeperuvian has to flash out, but a root returned on Hilliard's side leads to nothing more than an expended flash and a dancing Rakan. Another ward.
Well, they are making sure that that river is very visioned. Now, something to note there, a beautiful root from an actual bird to help his friend get out of that sticky situation. When you are doing a 5-point, you want to make sure you're not going into that pixel brush. You want to just kind of stand in the entrance from the river into your jungle because it's a lot safer if you do see them coming out, especially a Morgana having that long-range root. So no harm, no foul. Probably isn't going to be going for a flash tank within the first...
We have a Rakan.
Oh my.
All right.
I don't know if we would appreciate being called a foul, he's...
That's true. All right, so we have, and that unfortunately, let's see, well, actually, no, so they still got the leash there, and the red team a little late to lane, helping out with the leash, and dropping more vision.
Yeah, not sure if they actually missed any experience there. They are going to be out of wards. We saw the 3 total wards come out, I believe 1 from another member and 2 from the bot lane, so something to look out for. Oh, it looks like Gragas switched to his red trinket, so we do still have a ward on Vayne. But this early pathing from the Gragas will be something to take note of. We'll see if he goes for that very early back. Sometimes he'll just do a 3 camp and back immediately for the boots for the early ganks. But it looks like he's doing a little bit more of a standard full clear. So maybe just trying to look towards up that top scuttle. And Rammus doing the same, going for the full clear. Wave pushing in to the turret, and definitely a
big CS difference in that top lane.
Not too big, because you can see how many more minions are on the blue side pushing in, so that'll even out if he is able to collect a lot of those on Malphite, probably like just a 3 or 4 difference right now, but definitely a Pantheon favored matchup, so he should have the wave control. He should be able to dictate what he wants to happen for now.
That's a very cool Morgana skin. reworked Morgana, I think, what was it, a year or two ago now? They did her graphics entirely different.
Yeah, a
and
couple years
I
ago.
feel like a lot because she is one of the earliest champs. Let's see, Vision just hitting the plant, trying to keep things. What's going on is the junglers are
We
in
might have
there.
a contest here.
Let's see. Oh, and it comes down to this. We'll see who ends up getting the scuttle. Grim Peruvian seems to be getting it, and he got it. Gragas is not happy though. It doesn't really land that. Then the taunt lands on him, and we'll see saying, "This is my jungle. This is my river. You get out of here,
We can
friend."
catch here.
Yeah, and let's see. This is a great collapse, flashing in there for it, but getting the first blood down, going over to the Rammus. Nice collapse from Hilliard.
Yeah, beautiful collapse. You know, when you don't have the priority from the red side, you really can't contest that scuttle, especially when you have such powerful early game champions like the Pantheon. If it even turns into a 3v3 skirmish, that Pantheon right now is a monster. So they actually just changed his kit a good bit to try and push him back into the solo lanes from support. So he's not really played in support anymore. They did affect him in that way, but he's quite strong in the mid and the top lane. So definitely one of those champions you really need to watch out for. And Gragas going for this bottom scuttle, so he isn't going to be double scuttled. Looks like an attempted gank up in that top lane.
Yes, a lot of minions.
Yeah, so, you know, just, if nothing else, forcing him away from that, maybe having him miss on a few of those CS. Now, Groove improving.
It's harder to see us in the turret, especially when they're not at all special pulse going in. A little bit of shooting damage back and forth in the bot lane now. Nothing crazy, they're just kind of CSing, but you'll see Ezreal, our very own Dwarf, out CSing the Vayne right now. Oh, and a little bit of dancing in mid lane, asking to be laying down on the damage. This could be a 1v1 going down. Flash and flash also to answered. Over the roof, he's off of the Morgana. What do you have to do?
He has another flash.
In there because he's Zoe, he can flash all he wants.
Oh!
He had popped the potion, and close.
Man, potion saved lives.
Flashing away from the scary Pantheon, and unlike the Zoe, Pantheon can't flash at a whim, so
Yeah,
Zoe
beautiful
has
job.
extra.
Beautiful job by Zoe for that play. You know, it was so close to getting that kill, and that one Q that hit the minion instead of the Morgana was the difference there. But again, you know, using those potions is so important early in a skirmish. Like, as soon as you think you might be in danger, you want to pop that, because that was the difference there. If that Morgana hadn't popped the potions early, she would have been going down for sure.
And that's oftentimes when I find myself doing something too, getting to the rudder, you hold off on the potion, and then you do it towards the end, and it hasn't been going the whole time, and then you die, and then the potion's still going. So, for those who don't know, the potion, if you pop it, it's that green thing right around Mammoth right now. You see it. He was trying to 1v1 the Drake, and the Drake came victorious in that one, but no harm, no foul. Again, fouling. So, oh, and another point I was going to make, with the 1v1 that we saw between Aspenoob and Morgana, that kind of thing, where you get forced out of lane because you are closer to death than your enemy, I mean, that gets in your head. And so that's definitely something to note. Ooh, nice landing, the trouble bubble there. So that, ooh, damage. Holy actual moly. Ouchie. Yeah, see, that's the thing. That gets into your head, especially with 6 ABC too. But you don't want to do that. Here we go. He's saying this is my lane.
And we do see the boots were completed early for the Gragas. I don't know if he's had a chance to use that Predator yet. I haven't seen it myself, but yeah, we can see that the Zoe's really able to play around the objectives quite well, the vision quite well. She knew that they were going in for that, and oh, we have a
But Aquabird getting exhausted out, and I think they're just leaving him to die. He's getting the sun down, and yeah, there's something he could do, but he didn't flash. And you know that there was just nothing he could do there, and that happened. I know as a support, prefer it to be us versus our ADC, and we get that CS. So
yeah, very well coordinated teleport play there, having the Rakan get that ward deep in the lane to set up for that, and oh, we might have another kill.
Alright, and we're feeling, and then after dancing around,
Oh.
flash Beautiful.
Oh.
You feel so badly. That was a great escape, but good collapse on the Malphite. Good on him for coming down there and cleaning that up.
Yeah, very, very well played from Asp Noob there. He picked up the Everfrost from the Zoe item, used that to be able to root the Gragas, try and get away with the extra flash as well, and just nothing more you could do in that situation. The roam from the Malphite was very well timed from the red side.
Both will be landing this from there. Just trading back and forth again, top lane.
Yeah, he knows that Malphite doesn't have ult right now, so just getting some trading in. We are going to see this matchup start to turn as Malphite gets more tank items in him. He did get the kill gold there, so that might turn a little bit earlier than you'd normally see. He hasn't spent it yet, but
that is something to
keep an eye on.
Hansifer prepped us for and quick ban. Nice job, Hansifer. Something also to note in the bot lane in the CS numbers is that the Rakan, yes, also goes over to, the gold goes over to the Vayne as well on those last hits when he has the item pop up, so do not be deceived. I think Ram is going in for the kill here, oh, but too close under the turret. Malphite is safe and he says, nah, not worth.
Yeah, so one of the other CS differentials is in the jungle. There is a good amount of a lead there in the Gragas. So, you know, he hasn't been ganking as much as the Rammus has. So that's why we're seeing that difference there. And he has fully upgraded his Sorcerer's shoes now. So a little bit more magic penetration to be able to do some more damage when he does come in for that burst. Not seeing too much action around the objectives yet, so no Drake starts, no Herald starts, no laying out the lanes for now.
Yep. We did have a little bit of back and forth between Drake Vision
and here comes the gank.
And the dab. Let's see, so Gragas coming on in here, flash out from the Pantheon, trying to avoid the barrel from the Gragas, but no, and then after, and there was death.
Yeah, well-coordinated gank there. With where the Pantheon was in the lane, I think there's really no way he can get out. The Gragas had the Predator, the Malphite had the ult, and they have so much CC in that 2v1.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, again, this is... Oh, there we go. So now turning to the Herald. We pick up the top laner. They say, okay, let's go for the objective. But Hilliard nicely done answering this Drake. Knowing that top lane, the jungle's upstairs, you know, go and get that Drake.
Yeah, very smart play here from both sides, going for the Herald and then trading for the Drake. You can get that Herald with the pressure that you got on the top side from the kill, and you really can't do anything else on the map from the side of blue, so taking the Drake is the best you can do, and he's doing this pretty slowly. Can he contest?
Yeah, he's wondering. He's like, maybe
he has cryo.
Come and help me. Let's see what we got. And he's going on in there. Oh, landing the stun. Very nice. Actually coming around. Oh, not quite going away. But then Ezreal, coming in to try to help. Listen, Morgana's coming in. Oh, until there, the black shield around her jungler to see if she can save him, but she can't save him from Zoe. And now can she save herself? As this is a 4-man collapse in Hilliard, she's like, I'm going to run into your jungler. And they say, we're going to taunt you and kill you. And Gorp is the one who gets it. All 5 junglers, or all 5 Hilliard players meeting in the river and claiming live.
Yes, definitely getting those kills, and it's not over yet.
Nope.
And now it is over.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the taunt was down there from the Rammus, so didn't quite get that follow-up CC on the knock-up, and trade coming in here.
It's been a nice job on this Pantheon.
So you're
clean stun.
We'll really need to keep an eye on how much that Herald gets to see what happens from that play, because yes, on the side of Hilliard, you're thinking we got the kills after the objective, but they did end up getting the Herald, and they did spend all 5 members map time there, so on the bot side, they got the plate return. So if they get more plates along with that Herald and maybe even a first tower or something like that off of it, you really even up that trade and maybe even get it in the favor of the red side. More skirmishing in the top lane.
Let's see if there's skirmishing up there. Ooh, getting 2 kilos on the Pantheon side. This looks like it might be all. Oh my gosh, Gragas. Oh, this is huge. So much damage. There's nothing he could do.
Yeah.
need to have some more vision in that top river. And like you said, here you go, dropping the Rip Herald top. Hopefully they don't get this, but
They will get the parry here for sure.
But what if we really hope they don't? Oh, they did.
And I think if the Gragas hadn't have shown up, that Pantheon's cooldowns actually would have come back up and he would have won that 1v1. So, you know, really good try from him there. And this Herald's probably going to get the second charge off, and hopefully it doesn't get the second turret. Oh, maybe Malphite overstaying a bit though.
Kept trying to get a two. Pantheon coming in with his ult. Oh, but we have a teleport coming in good. They were able to kill it there. Let's see if they can still turn
Oh,
this.
they stopped it.
Cancelled. Or stop. They stopped it. Okay, Zonia or stopwatch pops here, and nice. Getting the kill. Oh, and Asnu meanwhile chasing down this Morgana. Oh no, the loot landed. Oh no, and the black. Oh my gosh, you better not die, Asnu. You can do this. I believe in you. Run away like a little Zoe. Oh, he spiked it. Look at that.
My
He wants
goodness.
it. He wants it. He's like, let's dance. Let's see who's got this. Ramus is like, "Arr!" Oh, but that's a nicely done stun into the black pool.
Yeah, the Dark Binding there definitely making it really difficult for Ramus to get anything done.
Careful there, Ramus. Careful,
Be careful here. And a lot of really good plays all over the map there, so good from the red side to try and TP into that, and then very nice from Aspnoob to stop that teleport and then almost get the solo kill. It was so close, and we actually see him expending that Zoe teleport that he had on his W to just base more quickly than he did with the recall.
Island.
In the bottom lane, we see a decent CS lead opening up, but like you said, we do have the Realm Shield procs, and in the mid lane as well. You know, amidst all this crazy skirmishing, we do have about a 18 to 20 CS lead.
Nice
Here, Vayne actually tumbling in.
Oh, okay. Okay, is Barrel not quite getting it? That's okay. Nice damage from the Ezalt.
Yeah, I think they were really overstepping there, and here comes Ramus.
Oh, flashing out in exhaust and heal. Okay, all of the summoners. Oh, we them into the wall. Let's see if they can do it. Okay, Zyra trying to save, but they didn't go where they thought. Oh no! And here comes Malphite. And he's a big bull. He's running. Flash out from the dwarf. Let's see if Axel
Zoe's coming.
Yeah, Zoe's coming. We can call back up too. There she is. They didn't quite so far where she thought they would. Malphite taking on the 1v3. Meanwhile, Zoe in the
good flash.
Let's see if the damage comes out. Tick, boom! Flashing in under turret, trying to get this second kill.
Oh, beautiful!
Around. Oh my actual goodness, that was glorious. Well done, Aspnoob. Clearing out this vision. Morgana is just left to see the spot lane of hers in pieces. There's something they can do.
Oh man, we've said it before and we'll say it again. We might see a Zoe ban in game 2 because that was
Oh no, Clark's getting caught out there. Careful, you do not want to get bound by the Morgana. Oh man, that hitbox is just huge. You gotta be careful. That Morgana binding is just brutal. So careful there, Gorf.
Yep.
Clear everybody.
We are maybe gonna see some fight for vision around the Drake. No, just backing off for now. Everyone's low enough that they're knowing on the red side they can't be doing it, even though they have the vision control from the blue side. And yeah, like a lot of back and forth in that skirmish, and we can see now that Zoe is quite fed 3-2-2 with the 300 gold bounty.
I don't know. I wouldn't let Ashley play Zoe. I will also say I'm such a sport that when I see vision go down, even if I'm not playing the game, I just want to go and kill that ward. But it's okay. Groove Improvement pretty low here.
I think Groove Improvement should have reset after that skirmish. He's low enough that there's not really much he can do as a Ramus here, so hopefully he's
reset. Yeah, no.
Reset soon, or at least smite on the Krugs to get some health back. Because we'll probably need to engage in this skirmish if they do start up the Drake.
Yeah, right now just vision, but once they get that down, if they realize now he's backing, it might be a little late. They're kind of getting this vision behind here, seeing who's here. Careful, Gorf, good job. He's an Ez, he's a slippery little boy.
Yeah,
they're popping the phones, they can do this, and they're in the dark.
I don't know if they can really contest here because Zoe hasn't backed with the gold from that skirmish either, and this is going down. They have vision on the steal.
Zoe's over. Oh no, yeah, not quite. And they pulled it
Yeah.
out enough the Ezalt and both through.
Yeah, no vision on the Ezreal side there, so he was just fishing for that steal. Good try on the steal, you know.
Another puppy find him. Flashing on in there, but see with that. And actually very low, getting the sun shut down the dragons. That's going to be a huge shutdown. To get into this turret, Double Puppy very low too. This is a great turn on the red side. And Ruben is 1v5 under this mid turret. They're pretty low though. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Work coming in. They already picked off 2 members. Let's see where they over here. And a little tiff. Nothing too bad there. They're pushing on this mid turret. They really want to break it down. Nice. All coming down. And the Malphite is so crazy. Even one second, you gotta be careful. Yeah, if you turn your back too much, then someone can die. And that is actually helping the dive and he goes down. So that's the thing, you gotta be careful. Even though it looks like so little health, such a crazy boy that if you turn your back on all these members to do damage, people will go down. And I'll grab it. Oh, that was brutal. Oh, good job, boy. Nice.
Good turn.
Beautiful shutdown.
Yeah, big 700 gold shutdown coming in. Ezreal ult. So he can chase your photo belt.
And she is she's slippery. We already know that she does not care about turrets.
Oh, the minions were in the way there. Minions were in the way there. She couldn't really do much with that. But yeah, so talking about what happened after that Drake, Zoe still hadn't reset with her gold from the skirmishes from bot lane, right? So very important to recognize where your power spikes are at. And even when it seems like it might be a little bit more even, they were still there from the Drake to be able to collapse. So just kind of taking, don't get the steal, getting the resets afterwards, and going into that next play with your gold that you got from the previous win, very important.
Your gold is only as good as what you spend it on.
Exactly.
That's only true in League. I'm not telling everyone to go and buy things in real life, investing and being financially responsible and just with your goals, you need to. Alright, there we go. Lessons from the rift. So that bot turret getting pretty low there. We have mid lane top lane bottom lane mid. I like it. Ooh. I will say, even though I joke that Ezreal doesn't do damage as a champion, I do like it when my ADC plays Ezreal because that they're a lot more slippery and they can get out of tricky situations. So, for instance, they're jumping into the after pit, avoiding immune to Gratis or Malphite.
Alright, so right now just kind of playing for vision in the jungle. Nice.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Double puppy coming in.
Wait, I'm gonna mute this up because my dog is better. I like that. Alright. I don't know what just happened. Oh, sorry, my dog just got her paw caught in her ear, her toenail a little bit, so I had to help her out. Okay.
Right, so a game of inches over and over again, and you really have to feel for the Hilliard team because they're seeing these kills slip away from them in the initial skirmishes or the initial potential picks, and then it's just the overchase over and over again. They're going into this comp that has so much counter engage. They have the Morgana to peel back, they have the Rakan to be able to go in after the Morgana hits the root, they have the Malphite to be able to ult in, they have the Gragas to be able to use his E, use his ult. So after those initial picks don't come through, you just have to let it go, and now the gold lead is getting to a point where it's by no means over, right? But we're really starting to see the gold difference make a difference in skirmishes.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where you have to take a deep breath and regroup, mentally regroup as a team and say, okay, what are we looking towards? What's our win condition? How do we play towards that? And especially, breaking open this map would be great because you can just kind of feel that line of control moving in on Hilliard. So get that ward. Get it. There you go. Good job.
Oh, an alt play coming in.
And that flashing out, TP coming in from the red side. Are we leaving those up alone? What's going on here? Getting in the root, the kick comes around the back, that Morgana with the bindings. Oh my gosh, again, the damage is the damage. But They
And here's
decided
Ramus.
to outfit, and they got that, and that's what they need to do, right? Instead of going after and being like, oh my gosh, those guys are so low, I just won it. They took some safe and more sure things. They got to Morgana, they looked to the Drake. Drake would be a great win condition if they can get, up to the soul. That is solid. Get that score.
Yeah, Ocean Soul very, very powerful, and a little bit of a different situation there with the chasing because they had a temporary numbers advantage, right? So they were able to push a little bit further after the Pantheon ulted to chunk out the other members enough to where then they could move in on the Morgana. So good plays all around, maybe moving up for the scuttle around Baron or some Baron vision in general, and pushing out the lanes. And we're going to see a pretty big power spike come in here for Ezreal relatively soon. We can see his Manamune is close to stacked up, and he's also going to be hitting his Divine Sunderer soon, which is his mythic item. So Ezreal, one of the few champions that can either build his mythic first or not. He will sometimes go for that Manamune first. So when he completes that mythic, it is a big power spike in and of itself, and also stacking up is very, very important for him. So he might be a very different champion in a few minutes here.
So Zoe doing some work on this top turret. That turret did go down to Pantheon. Oh, here comes Gragas, and she can flash out of it. She is a Zoe. She is very mobile. And she's like, see ya.
Yeah, that was a real flash. That was a real flash that she spent there, so I'm not going to have that for future skirmishes, but she did get enough of a push off to get the turret, and very well done dodging out. We have another skirmish in the mid lane hitting the Vayne.
Oh my gosh, as all coming in, let's see if they can do a Malphite separated. Oh, and they were actually benefiting securing that kill. Given to the insane on the return. Meanwhile, Zyra all down, and get it, that's a really nice turn. I mean, Red was collapsing on Hilliard, and they kind of kept their wits about them, managed the sub fights, and won that out. We'll see Gragas sweeping and looking for things here.
Might have an internet issue here. Let's see if a pause comes through. We do have the Baron starting up. We'll wait to see if the Malphite is actually DC'd after he comes back. Sometimes that can glitch out in the observer, so not really sure there, but a little bit low here on the side of Groovin, Peruvian, and Gorf, so we'll need to be careful, but they don't have the teleport on the Malphite, so I think they're just going to get this.
Yeah, and Asmod is kind of watching, standing guard if anybody tries to come, and yeah, that's what's nice, 25 in the Baron, that feels good in the pocket there, and
that just goes to show you how much plays can change as the game goes on, right? So if you see a skirmish like that at the 15-minute mark, yeah, you might swing the gold 1k one way, 1k another, 1500 one way or another, but right there, you're seeing at the 25-minute mark a great call from Hilliard, recognizing that the Malphite was down, that their primary engage was kind of neutered, and able to just get the Baron done after getting those nice 2 kills. So no DPS from the Vayne, no engage from the Malphite, and they just say, why thank you, the Baron is ours. And we do see the Malphite is still in that base, so hopefully there are no protracted internet issues, and hopefully the red team can pause if there are. Not sure.
Yeah, and if needed, and we've had that happen on our side too, where you just put a pause request in chat, and then, everyone puts that there, and then we pause.
Hopefully they know that they can do that. It is a little bit counterintuitive in the client. You actually have to type it in, so.
Yeah.
Either way, we have seen 4v5s before, so hopefully something the red team.
Yeah, and they're in a decent position. I mean, look at that goal. It's pretty even. Hopefully in the way of the red side, but with the Baron buff, I would probably swing Hilliard's way. And they're pushing really want this mid turret.
I don't think the blue team actually knows that the disconnect happened because you don't see it on your side, so they're actually going for an engage here.
Wow, yeah, and landing and the guy was sitting that huge redemption's already down, and this is big Pantheon now coming in, got some low health. The unstoppable. We have Activate laying out the damage, double kill goes over that Pantheon. Great turn, triple kill over to Bubble Puppy. I mean, that that was a little bit unfortunate with the caught out and killed off there, but then, like you had said, the Pantheon all being able to switch those numbers and this mid turret finally going down.
I am very surprised they went for that. You know, the desperation may be hitting them if they're thinking their other member can't make it back, but you almost never want to go for an engage like that in a 4v5, and you can see how differently that fight would have played out if they did have the Malphite. It was very, very close until they got the counter engage from the Pantheon, so if the Malphite had teleported in, if he had had his ultimate, then that would have been a very different game, and now we're going to hit Soul Point here for Hilliard.
This could be something, I mean, like I said, we've played it before where, you know, they could even, if they knew the Malphite had to leave, you know, at 440 or something, and they wanted him to play, you know, until he could, and then he had to leave, this could be something they knew about, and that's why they, you know, said that they are still going to go in and play it. I mean, like I said, we've played 4v5s before, so that would, you know, having the teammate there for the first, you know, half an hour is definitely better than not. So who knows? We'll maybe find out after the game. But, you know, hats off to Red Side for going for that. Hats off to Blue Side for turning it and then taking that break.
And we can see that
Red Side does not want that to happen again.
We can see that Pantheon has quietly gotten extremely fed here. He's now 8-3-4 with a 700 gold bounty. Maybe a pick here from Zoe. Oh my gosh!
Oh goodness, the damage. Goodbye.
Oh,
return. Oh, fast boy. That is a fast boy.
And we're probably getting to the point here where Hilliard is thinking, wait, is the Pantheon, or sorry, is the Malphite just gone because he has not shown up on the map? Oh, wow, beautiful pick.
That damage. Holy actual moly.
Oh, a good flash.
Nice landing there. Let's see it. Todd ultimate in. By the ult. And goodbye. Good picking that.
CC chain was beautiful. The way they layered everything together, they just could not move for a solid 5 to 6 seconds as their members were shredded by the damage. Yeah. And we might see them move in for at least an...
Knock knock.
Who's that?
Knock knock. It's Hilliard in your base.
Hilliard in your base who?
Oh no, that's just where I was gonna leave it. Hilliard in your base. We got in him and we're peacing out. Yeah, and I really do hope that the Malphite leaving was planned and they knew it because, you know, we've all done it with internet issues and things like that. But, you know, as we've said before, when we played the 4v5s and we've done before, like, you can win. I mean, we have won range games with that. It's just very, very hard. And it takes a different kind of mindset and different playing techniques. So, but, you know, so hopefully that is planned. Meanwhile, Hilliard taking the jungle of the red team, dropping the wards and picking up the goodies.
Yeah, so with the middle inhibitor down here, the easy win condition is just to wait for that Soul Drake. It's going to be coming up pretty soon, and you could go for the Baron, you could go for a pick around it if you want to press the advantage a little bit harder, but the Drake is just such an easy take at this point in the game. It goes down very, very quickly, so we'll see what they choose to do, and Red Side just moving in for some vision control, saying the Baron is the next thing coming up immediately, so we want to make sure we can either get a pick or that we can at least not have it rushed down.
At least know what's going on. Maybe they can answer in some way then, in something. I don't know if they try to steal with numbers disadvantage or if they try to, you know, get something on the other side of the map, but knowledge is power and vision is knowledge. So, meanwhile, Blue Side saying, okay, our turn, and doing that vision dance. Peruvian taking the blast cone over.
Yep, just moving in for the vision, nothing more than that. Trying to make it a little bit more mysterious, make the red side kind of guess what they want to do. And this is something that we talked about quite a bit in the pregame lobby when we were drafting the comp. When you have vision control around those objectives, Zoe is so scary because she can just bubble from anywhere. Thank you for the toggle there on the vision. It was so dark for the other team, right? Like if you're trying to move in to check this and you get bubbled, we've already seen her one-shot someone. We know that if it's that Vayne she's hitting, if it's the Morgana she's hitting, they can just be deleted off the map, probably the Rakan too.
Yeah, so Red trying to catch this Zoe out again. Pretty silly. Oh, a nice redemption from Extra Good. Helping her out with the health there. And this is the turn from Hilliard.
Pantheon ult.
He's been going in. See it landing the punch, Pantheon coming in. Ooh, Zonyo's popped, double Zonyo. And it's not going to do much, it's just going to be a bye-bye. Oh! Seeing it going down, but better than that. And they're just like, oh, let's just stop then.
And you really have to commend the red side there for going for that play. You know, you can't just bleed out even though you're in a 4v5, and she was up there alone at the time, you know. It seemed like something they could really go for, but fantastic job surviving long enough from Aspnoob for his entire team to collapse via the teleport and the Pantheon ult coming in, and then the rest of the members roaming up very quickly. So a great job.
Again, the silent, let's see both help you. And a little bit of a 1v1 against this Rakan. I don't
think Rakan wins that one.
No, I don't think he does. Like, oh, well done.
Oh, and
Ouch. Oh, I know those skills. I hate that. I hate
Bubble
those skills.
Puppy going legendary on this Pantheon. He is putting on a clinic.
I think that Pantheon may be banished him too.
But you know, if they ban the Zoe, they ban the Pantheon.
And the other thing, yeah, maybe. I wanted to say again a hats off. Oh, here we go. When he's cornered, this might be the end of the legendary.
This is gonna be him going down here for sure. Trying to hand it off to the Vayne. Oh my gosh, they tried to hand it off to the Vayne and they might have missed out on it. He has Ocean Soul.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that feels so bad. No.
Oh no. I'm actually sad for them. I'm happy for
in a 4v5 that feels so bad with 1,000 gold shutdown that they miss out on. They try and give it to the hyper carry, the Vayne, who has had a hard time getting gold this match.
Oh,
and
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I'm sad for them.
That is the power of the Ocean Soul, though. We should talk about real quick. That is the power of an Ocean Soul. You know, it's one of those drakes that has a little bit more of a silent power because you're hitting that champion and they just don't die.
Legends never die, Peter.
True.
Become a part of you. So again, a shout out to that redemption way back when, helping keep that Zoe alive. When we said she stayed alive for so long, and that is on Aspnoob, but also Exobird, hats off on your redemption. The unsung hero of people.
Well, the redemption came out from the Zoe's W.
Oh, I thought it was actual Bird helping out.
No, Zyra's not a redemption champ. She's the.
Never mind then.
She is a carry support.
I'm using your own redemption for saving yourself. It's not as sweet, but okay. So redemption are like my favorite item in the game because you can even use them after death and enhance redemption, and they just feel good. And nothing feels better than like a kill on a redemption, except for maybe killing an objective. That is just a great moment. So okay, well done, Noob, for redeeming yourself. Sorry, actual Bird. Let's continue.
Alright, so pushing in on two fronts here with the Baron pressure.
I mean, there's not like a it's actually more in the top. Very nicely done. He's been pretty low. All coming in from everywhere. It's two jumping out in there. Rakan going back, and my internet's frozen.
Yeah, it's frozen for me as well. Not sure.
Maybe the pause actually came through?
Normally it says pause even in the observer client, if not. Just give us a moment here as we try and figure this out. Not really sure.
Curious.
I don't even know if anything is clickable. It seems like
So what's curious? Well,
and I'm getting message from the team that they're actually in the next pick ban, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, you skedaddle on out.
There.
Tell them we said good luck, good job, and what we'll maybe do. I know we're dying to know.
We might.
We'll go back. I'm gonna say how it ends is Hilliard gets that Nexus. So
yeah, we might need to hop out here so we can get our observer into the next match. So.
That was great. Good job, Hilliard, and thank y'all. Sorry about that anticlimactic ending.
Yep, great job from both teams, and we'll see you in the next game.
Alrighty, guys, we are into game 2 of playoffs. on Monday, December 14th. Again, I am Maestro Pants, aka Mrs. Sturman. And I am joined here with our observer, Egg and Toast, and Hansifer is helping out casting this pick ban, and then other coach Peter Sturman Wilson, aka Arya Deva, is joining for the cast. It did seem like the one player last game that Malphite had to leave, but he is back, which is good. Because we're trying to keep this fair and friendly. We're playing friendly high school. We're trying to play by the rules, and so Play Versus says that you have to have your subs listed ahead of time. And we follow that, and we're glad that they had their original player come back because we want them to follow that too. So that original player, Stone Miner, picking up that Malphite again. You do see that Zoe is banned out. They did not like that, but they let the Pantheon go through. They prefer that over the Fiora. That's deep. I like it. That's like a metaphor. Silence. And the mind, like what is the sound of one hand clapping? Oh, the Evelyn coming out, and that actually Hansifer is one of the junglers that you go to. They also let the Swain come through, and that is an actual bird's one of his supports of choice. So we'll see how they answer that in this bot lane. Already choosing a very different kind of jungle feel and overall setup. Oh, and they might be having the Kiana for the mid lane. Oh, going for the Yone, and that'll be really interesting. The Yasuo banned out along with that Zoe. We'll see what they leave Aspinoob with, if he's going to pick for himself or if he's going to pick for one of the either the ADC or the jungle. So we'll see where they go with that. Now, last game, it was a good mix between picks and team fight. Again, with getting into that 4v5 at the end, it was harder, but some really good counter engages and re-engages on both sides, especially with Hilliard towards the end. That Echo locked in for Aspinoob, champion he feels very comfortable playing, a champion that Egg and Toast actually basically invented. I'm kidding, but he does play a lot of that. Oh, and they don't want to see the Rammus again, so maybe they didn't like how fast he was, and he could change those numbers, especially with the Pantheon, really change the numbers around very, very quickly and get to you very quickly and taunt you. So banning that out, we'll see how Hilliard answers. Banning out the Trist and the Ashe, so they're really trying to make sure that Gorf is comfortable going into the counter matchup with whatever Spectre has there. Very cool summoner name there too, Spectre. And
yeah, sorry about earlier. I didn't realize you still needed me.
I thought that you're just making a metaphor and just a beautiful.
Maybe I was thinking about it.
Getting all meta.
Very interesting pick fan here. I like the bans coming out, especially the Zoe for the I forget the other team. Friendly.
Yeah, friendly.
Yeah, I definitely like that. I think it's a really good idea.
So they were a little friendly. They were asking about Coach Peter's attractiveness level, and I mean, as his wife, I had to get a little bit. Don't make me come into this chat now. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, and the Kaisa picked up for Gorf.
Definitely an interesting pick, and looks like the enemy's gonna pick the Ezreal against that. Guess we'll see who can pilot that champion better now.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, and the Leona. That's brutal. Leona Ezreal bot lane.
Leona is a very strong champion right now, being able to use those tank items effectively.
Yep. Especially the one with the Malphite. You got to be careful. That's a lot of tank going down. We'll see what in the Warwick jungle. We're locked in for Groove and Peruvian. Now, I don't know. Has Gorf played a lot of Kaisa?
I personally have not seen him ever play this champion. I mean, maybe I'm just not in the right place at the right time, but Kaisa is one of those champions right now. She's very strong.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly one of the best champions right now after the Samira and Jhin nerfs last patch.
Let's see some wise words. Oh, from Egg and Toast. stay where I am to keep the microphone quality. All right, I shall try to do that. I've already been told that I have a little bit too much hype. Coach Peter told me that it was making it go a little bit loud, so I'm trying to rein that in for you guys while still building up the hype. That is this second playoff match. Hopefully we'll keep, continuing on and win this tournament and, continue on to world domination. I'm just kidding, but all right. So, and what do you think about that, Evelyn?
It's an interesting pick, I would have to say. I personally am a fan of the champion. I think
Yeah.
she's pretty strong, but in a 5v5 kind of team fight setting, she can lose a lot of that effectiveness if the enemy team forgets that control wards exist in the game. Her biggest
Yes.
counter is just being able to keep vision control in team fights so that she's not able to sneak behind and one-shot your carries.
Yep. And that falls not just on the Swain's shoulders, but that falls on everyone's shoulders. You can't just have the support get the control ward when you have an Evelyn on the enemy team. So hopefully that's something that they keep in mind and they keep in their inventory, because that really will help if people are on the map at all times.
Gonna be a little scary for, I think, Hilliard's side here. The enemy team has a lot of engaged, some really strong tanky front line.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna play out these team fights.
Yeah, I'm hoping, with the Echo and the Warwick and even the Pantheon, they'll be able to catch some people out and kind of get that gold funneled. I know we talked about the Pantheon Malphite matchup last game, and, we'll see that again this game. But it's going to feel very different with these different junglers because that top jungle synergy is just a huge thing, and both junglers tended to roam top more than anywhere else last game. So we'll see if that continues. And I mean, this Yone versus Echo is a very different feel than Morgana versus Zoe. So that will also be very interesting to see if, what is that, MG Potato? I like the name there. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens.
We'll have to
And
see.
something
Oh,
to note,
sorry.
guys, I don't know if you saw, but they did switch where the players were going. So that is who was in the mid lane, I believe, in the jungle now.
Oh, yes, yeah. Interesting. Aw, Nala, and that is Nala giving a little 2 cents saying, "Go Hilliard," in a totally biased way. Let's face it,
With
Nala is very
a literal Cybercat.
Yeah, a literal Cybercat. And if anyone is curious or interested, I have a picture of her repping Cybercat paraphernalia. So she's like, buy a little Cybercat mouse pad, and it's great. So anyway, turning our attention back as the spectator delay goes down. Again, thank you all who are watching or watching this recorded. We appreciate you. You don't have to even know what league is to appreciate it. As I said last game, and a little tribute to my mom, that she loved to watch it just for the hype and for the fun and to support the students, and that is something that we all can hopefully get behind. So thank you to Friendly High School for being in this and playing us, and yeah, hopefully we'll have another competitive game. Hopefully no one has to leave and we can see this through. I know that the Hilliard side is excited for game 2. Ooh, and we got that KDA Prestige Kaisa coming out. Is that why he chose her? Because he knew he had that skin? Because that's legit.
No, actually, we were back and forth between the Aphelios and the Kaisa, but the Kaisa is just in a much stronger state right now, so that was the logic there. And I'm sure you guys had mentioned that we did get finally an actual bird on his bird champ. The Swain.
Yeah.
The Swain is coming in, so
nice skinnergy there. I also like that Shadow Evelyn skin. That's really nice.
And back on the full metal Pantheon, we saw him turn kills into gold last game, so a true alchemist, as we make the anime reference come full circle.
Yes.
And
someone on the enemy team is, Oni Chansama, so that's a very
true. And I know you guys were talking about the team comp some. Definitely team fighting is something that Hilliard wants to shy away from because of all that you guys already said. They have so much CC, so much Wombo on the side of Friendly. But if they are able to split the map up, if they're able to have Echo in a side lane, there shouldn't be anyone that can really match up against him, depending on how lane goes. And Bubble Puppy with that global ultimate, again, being able to do what he did in the last game, which was spread the map out, make some good picks, make some good plays, and maybe become legendary once more.
Yeah, again, hats off. That was a really great game for him. And he's really just, I think, grown in confidence and dependability as a player over the seasons. I mean, you just can really depend on him to hold that 1v1 and then take it where he needs to. And if something goes wrong, come back through plays and CS and really hold his own. So, and that's very important in a top laner. So right on for him.
And I
Now,
wonder if, when they said that the top laner was coming back, if he's just going to be a placeholder in the game, because... Oh no, there's his items, okay. I was a little bit worried
Maybe-
there that we would have gotten...
yeah, maybe he's coming back, but he had to, you know, like, grab something or something. I don't know. But hopefully we'll see what happens with these starts. So far, no flashes extended, so that's good.
Yep, just pretty standard here, everyone. Not wanting to have too spicy of a level 1.
This
And-
was an Indian restaurant, you know, would maybe be a 0 to 1
Yeah,
Not
a
a
0
fun-
to 1 scale, yeah.
level.
And sometimes you have those level 9 early games where there's a 5v5 and a pentakill, but not this game.
True. Alright, so starting here on the blue side for Evelyn. Getting help from top laner. Meanwhile, bot saying bye my Warwick down here and now after they help use there. And blue side feigning a leash in bot lane, so we'll see if Pantheon lets them know that, you know, Malphite is great to lane.
So a helpful trick if you're wondering where the enemy team actually did their leash, look at the mana of the champions as they come into lane.
Unless they know, ooh, nice land in there on Pantheon. Unless they know to put off a couple spells to make it really convincing, but then, you know, that does put them.
Yeah,
It's
that's
with
pretty
that.
uncommon.
Hey, if you're gonna feign it, you gotta feign it to the heart.
And
Alright.
if you're feigning it on the Ezreal, you can actually tell because his tier will be stacked, so
Ooh,
double tip there.
yeah.
And the
Like,
Warwick invading here with the
people-
priority he has.
Alright, and
You
meanwhile,
don't get the
nice.
feel.
Even getting that steal of the red buff, really nice invade there. Oh, that was just really nicely done. And
I think he's waiting for the Evelyn to potentially go for Krugs or the Scuttle, seeing that she doesn't know it now and going in.
oh, and then going in, let's see. Oh my gosh, the early damage is brutal. Clean getting that off, and that's the first one. Even that was beautiful. Great to invade. You know, when you see Echo coming down to be like, "You need help, bro?" He's like, "No, man, I'm good. I'm doing 1v1 in the Evelyn in the jungle." And especially if he had those double buffs, that was very nicely done.
And they were very short distance flashes, but both flashes were expended in that. So no flash on the Evelyn, no flash on the Warwick. I know that during Champ Select, he recognized that Evelyn is just a farm to 6 kind of jungler, and he said, "I will live in her jungle."
There you
Pre-6.
go.
So he is
In
living
the
up to
jungle,
that,
in
that
the
promise.
jungle, Warwick
Warwick.
lives for 6. All right, and
Yep,
also
definitely.
that's
Definitely the Warwick not sleeping in this game, though, because he is already level 4. He is moving up into that top side with a great start. And all Evelyn really had left was those Krugs, which that's a lot of time on the map that she couldn't really do anything with. And the 3 buff here is going to be complete as Warwick takes his red.
Yep. Very nicely done. Otherwise, the yes numbers looking pretty even, except on the top end, but depends on the race state. Yeah, you see the big amount of red coming in. Let's see, in the mid, I mean, pretty low in health, but
And the Ignite is already down from the side of the Echo. The Evelyn now saying, well, you took my camps, I'm taking yours, recognizing that the Warwick is clearing his top side.
and right on for that, you know, that's a good call. You have to not be afraid as a jungler when that happens, otherwise you're just, you know, you have attrition get carved out. So,
Yeah, you have to not be afraid, but you have to not be afraid with the knowledge, right? If
With
the
the
Warwick was
knowledge,
playing back
otherwise
towards the
you're-
top side, then it would just
Yes.
go from bad to worse. And extra turret shot there not probably going to matter because I think Asp Noob is going to back. And
Ooh,
Bubble Puppy trading aggressively, so close.
Warwick coming in. Oh, and he can smell it. The glowing eyes. I tell you, it's actually a terrifying thing to deal with. When and when the team has a Warwick, I mean, it's
And we're
actually
gonna see him trade back on this invade as well. So the Evelyn's gonna be coming back to her blue side and say, "Hey, I took mine, but you took mine again."
It is the work one, right? When he does this thing and then you like hear it and it's terrifying.
Yep.
I think the first time that actually happened after Riot made the changes, I screamed at my computer, and yeah, that was terrifying. So now Warwick going after the wolves. It's kind of it's kind of a weird statement in life, you know?
I don't know. Yeah, let's not think about it too much. It's
Yeah. Evelyn coming over, she may discover this.
I don't know if she wants to discover. That's a level 5 Warwick with red buff. Warwick might want to discover her here. We'll see.
I was going to say Warwick might want to hang around. She pops a potion, maybe in anticipation. Warwick showing up mid.
And
Not
Warwick's still yet to back as well, so that is something he'll want to consider doing relatively soon. He's probably sitting on what, like 13 to 1400 gold at least, somewhere around there. So he might actually just go for this Drake. No, they just got the vision on it, so he does see that. And he's now finding out that his blue side was taken.
Aww. Poor werewolf. Meanwhile, the other lanes seems a lot more standard, and I find that sometimes happens in the second zones. But then we have these little things where you have to come in as here. If we're landing this one, we're coming in, we might have our first real gang. Landing there, let's see, tick, 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 no people.
Yeah, Warwick just showing his face there to say, hey, you better not go back in on this Yone. Echo did still have his ultimate as well, so I think either way that would have been a... Oh my gosh, we went dive!
Oh.
And that was beautifully done. So we just talked about the fact that Echo still had his ultimate. We didn't see it on the screen, but you saw in the minimap that the Echo dove under the turret, used his ultimate to get back out safely, and more skirmishing in the top lane.
Yep, they're going at it. Meanwhile, Jake being taken by Hilliard's side.
Smoker up.
Great. Then both of them popping the potions. Keep coming back in. Red team gets that dragon. Asking getting good damage down there, and top lane still going at it. Let's see.
Oh, he gets it.
Oh, he got it. Well done. Bubble Puppy getting that first kill in the top lane for, top lane kills. And that really does set the tone. Again, top lane mental, that helps it. Also was saying that it was relatively calm, and then, it goes crazy. So it's the cast a curse there.
Yeah, top lane kills, and also a huge CS lead. We do have a big wave pushing into turret, but that is not going to make up for all of it.
No. And, yeah, that's a fair amount there, and they're placing the vision in there.
No flash.
Mid laning this one. Let's see if they can get this. Oh, yes, Double Puppy also getting that one. Nice, that will help make him terrifying force to be reckoned with later. Pushing those into turret, he should be able to get another plate.
Beautiful play from Bubble here on the Pantheon. I don't think Evelyn can do this alone. She might be able to one-shot him. Oh, good dodge. The Echo E to dodge the Q from the Evelyn, taking away any potential for a one-shot there. That was beautifully done. And Caribbean still chilling without it back. I don't know if we could get the X hotkey off here from our observer to see just how much gold he is sitting on, because it is... Yep, he's sitting on almost 2,400 gold at only 9 minutes into the game.
Hit the back of it, Grubin.
Yep, after this, Herald definitely head back here, but sneaky Evelyn in the brush.
Ooh, Leona, that's good. This is going to be it.
Oh!
Holy moly! I was like, wait, he's on Ezreal. No, that's the friendly side, but that was a beautiful escape with the flash there. And then... Oh, sad.
Oh, man, you have to always keep in mind that Evelyn could stick around, and a beautiful all into flash to get away that first time, but then overstaying after.
Sad. It was a beautiful getaway. That's okay. All right. Head back, bud.
Go back to base, groove improving.
He's like, but I'm having so much fun on this map. This map is mine. But like we said in last game, your gold is only as good as what you spend it on. So, meanwhile, already with a shutdown up in the top lane. Tries to come back. The
2-0 Pantheon with a 15 CS lead, definitely very, very scary. So that does significantly delay the swing of the matchup. So Pantheon's still going to be very scary for a while.
I also do want to just say a shout out to the Hilliard players on. Okay, we got a little bit of firm in the top lane. Let's see. Okay, good. Both of them popping their potions in case we continue on. Evelyn getting her own red buff. And I do want to say hats off to Hilliard on their CS numbers, especially in early game. They're just really getting more solid throughout the season. So well done.
That's a level 9 Echo. I don't think you want that, Evelyn.
I don't think we do. We got from the Herald mid. Hopefully,
Herald's it's gonna take the turret. It's gone.
10 minutes, that's great, you know, very different from last game. I know that, ooh, nice, putting that stun off from the Echo.
Still no flash.
Boom, and goodbye, MG Batito. I know that Hilliard was a little bit, hyped up, with, the other team kind of throwing a little shade that, Peter's a diamond coach and things like that, so I think they want to defend our honor and defend their own. So you can kind of feel that a little bit more confidence coming through in some of these plays and a little bit more young energy, if you will.
Yeah, you know, just feeling their power too, knowing that they've been practicing a lot working for this. So Driven Preview has ult on the Leona and the pull from the Swain. That's a tanky Leona.
That's so careful. There's a very as all coming in. That was really nice. The tanky Leona did go down, but it's a double kill over the Ezreal. Let's see what Astro can do. Like, beautiful repulse. Oh, out to save it, but that was really nicely done. And that again, the Swain can do a lot of damage.
And you know what that was? That was almost 4,000 unspent gold on Groovin Peruvian that made that turn, I will say. If he had backed earlier, that would have been a much
you know, maybe he thought this was ARAM and he was waiting to die to back, okay?
You know, he's playing the ARAM game, playing that mindset, so, you know, can't hate.
Nope.
And this is going to be probably a flash out of the Yone.
Maybe he's just going to accept it? No, he's going to flash.
Flash follow, beautiful.
Wow, that's nice. Now did something happen bot lane too? Kaisa?
Yep, we had a kill come in on the Ezreal.
Nice. That's good, that's kind of a little bit of a trade back. Meanwhile, Groovin says, I like great. 1v1 me, bro. Wow, the Drake's animation is pretty aggressive.
I mean, he is, you know, having someone just randomly come into his lair, so...
Yeah, that's not very nice. But he always comes back. The Drake came back today, next day. Alright, and again, a lot more map pressure from Hilliard's side this time.
Oh, nice ult.
That was beautiful. It's good there. I hope he can still...
Might be in trouble here, though.
Oh, exactly, that was, he might be in trouble. Let's see, and his class is still down.
Pantheon coming in for the save.
Pantheon says, I will help you. I may die for you, but I will help you. And then he says, I'll help you too, bro, but he still dies. Oh, man, don't die. Don't die. He's with his life for you. Uh-oh, the sun land. Oh, kill on her. Let's see, the sun comes out. Can he pull off the 1v3? Oh, my actual goodness.
Oh, my gosh, beautiful.
He comes in for the assist there. And will they chase down this Yone? That was
some wonderful team play, some wonderful dancing there from Hilliard to turn that seemingly dangerous situation into an advantage. That was quite impressive.
That was insane. It was what that was. I mean, that is just knowing you know the champion and you know the abilities to dance in with that much health. And that's something that we see from Asmove a lot, right? And sometimes it doesn't work out, but majority of the time it works out in his favor. And so that was, you know, one of those times. And part of that is you look at him and his CS numbers and the fact that he has 3 kills, 3 assists. He's sitting pretty in a decent place. So. And
it's the type of thing that even when you see him get caught, you see him do so much to not get caught before he finally does get caught, right?
Yes,
on these mobile champions, he plays it extremely well.
Yeah. And that's a big thing with the mobile champions. If you're gonna play them, you can't be afraid to do the dancing in and out. Otherwise, you shouldn't play them. You should play something else because that's where you can really take over and change the game when you're able to flip that. And then you really put that.
Oh, careful, Evelyn here.
All right, they don't see her, but Ezreal ult goes down. They may know something's up, especially since it wasn't going there. Oh, good, and they probably anything flashing out to that way. Oh, but flashing in there, landing that bomb underneath the turret. That's a lot of damage. Actual bird also going down on the turret. That was actually very well played by the Evelyn.
Yeah, that is Evelyn things right there. Just knowing her limits, knowing that she had the Night Harvester, and she's trying to stack up that Darksteel, saying this game is not over yet.
Yeah, that was very nicely done.
And so again, when you get these advantages, you can't get lax on the fundamentals, right? Keeping the vision up, keeping the control wards up, like we had Hansifer talking about, that is the counter to Evelyn. So in that vein, great play here, seeing the jungler on the bottom side of the map saying, hey, a free advantage, we can get the Herald back.
Yep. And again, getting the second Herald, especially on that Herald beam, and getting, you know, hopefully another turret off of that, you know, is always very, very nice. But yeah, keeping those control wards, keeping that vision, keeping that pressure is what, you know, Hilliard really wants to do, especially as 2-0 Drake and, you know, all these big objectives are going to them. It's driven heading on over, looking out at Yone, but Yone like, keep out!
He is going to get out here. We see the Evelyn again hovering towards that bottom side of the map, trying to help them push in and maybe take this turret. Ezreal goes down the wave, and she is hanging out.
Careful.
And we have the Warwick here for the counter. I think they know what's up.
Yep, he's coming in.
And don't overchase here. Can't dive on about. And a Leona.
We don't have a wave or anything like that. Yeah, we gotta be careful.
We do have the Drake coming up in about a minute, so this is when you want to see the teams moving in to control that vision. And like you said, it's a 2-0 advantage on the Hilliard side, so getting that soul points can be very important for their win condition.
Yep. Meanwhile, I mean, you have to be careful not to get chunked out too much by the edge. You gotta play around this cooldown. Evelyn's still here.
Yeah.
In this slow again, not taking really
good flash.
But that, whew, damage coming down from the Ez. Let's see, the all used, but it's a very short cooldown.
Flashing the E there was excellent, and again, you just can't step up when there's an Evelyn alive on the map.
But, oh shoot, okay, Doc's coming out, but Asmir was here to help his teammate. It might be a little too late for the save him. Level 2 getting that in there.
Comes out for the heal.
If he's coming around, coming here, using the ult to get back that pulse, throwing that in, landing it, let's see, oh man, this is turning into a 1v3 with the 2-2 coming in, he says peace out. But you don't
Pantheon's coming.
That time. Oh my gosh.
Pantheon's coming.
Will they be able to get this? Oh, huge shutdown. Shucks, Pantheon coming, but a little bit too late with that. That's okay. There's a big shutdown going over the way.
Yeah, the Malphite did get the shutdown, so a lot better going on the Malphite than it is on the Evelyn for the side of Hilliard. But she is getting strong now. She has 9 stacks on her Darksteel. I'm guessing she's going to upgrade that to the Medjay soon. This would be a great time to do the Drake for Hilliard because they know that the other team is resetting after that play. So let's see if they go for that immediately.
They're trying to do some work on the spot turret, but there are some teams coming out. Oh, let's see. Can't get it fast though.
Oh, great hit on the Evelyn. Do they catch? I think they get it.
Oh, beautiful. Kai'Sa getting that foot down. It's the Activate getting pretty low. Leona landing that double stun. Wow. Very low on the Kai'Sa. And yeah, they will be able to finish her off.
They do get the Drake here, though.
Hilliard doing the Drake still. They do know, though, they see this and there's no pinfield in the pit. So, but Asmir coming in again for some good news.
Oh, they're contesting without Evelyn.
Going on in. Let's see, landing and getting that kill on the Malphite now. And Yone coming around, he split off to Asmir saying, okay, I'll get on in there, get this Fury.
Oh, beautiful dodge. Good flash from the Pantheon.
Yep, very nicely done. And she's nowhere to go, she's gonna go, even though under turret, she's gonna go in.
And with the Evelyn, their Fed member down, I'm very surprised that the blue side went in to contest that Drake. You can see just how fed Asp Noob is. Evelyn's really the only one that can contest him, you know, kind of has to bait out his ultimate before getting the assassination off. But if she is not around, Hilliard just able to kind of go where they want on the map and have to respect that.
Yep, getting that back there too. And again, they all were able to divide and conquer, right? So they all went and left Driven to do the break, and now dropping Herald Beam and bot lane. Very, very high pressure, high game. Now that, you know, especially things is ending. Got that charge off, will not get the actual third on the plate. We know what's landed there. It's like, yeah, the work will go down. going over.
Yeah, when you see that charm coming in on the side of the Evelyn, I don't know if this is a safe place to back. Yeah, when you see that charm coming in on the side of the Evelyn as a Warwick, you kind of just need to ult over.
Guys,
They're
this is
still
what
on
they do.
vision here.
Yep, they see you. They see you. Goodbye. Yep. I'm always paranoid about that. I always like sweep it or else just go far enough away. I'm a scared little support main. Don't like being caught out in the Drake. Also, you know, you never want to be caught back dying. That's a little mean.
Yep, you don't want to be caught window shopping, is I think what we always hear them say. And from the side of Hilliard now, you really need to be thinking, okay, again, we have an easy win condition in this soul. It's coming up in about 3.5 minutes. We need to not have any team fights go awry before that, because if they play with their gold advantage, even though they don't have a team fight comp per se, the members that would be worrisome are not fed enough to really do a team fight. They are going for a proactive fight, maybe getting
and then we're getting cut out. Leona finding herself between three Hilliard members will not want that. And I know you said they don't want it to go awry, but do they want it to go a pumpernickel?
Or a wheat?
A wheat? Alright, that's some bread humor for you all.
No gluten-free humor on this stream.
Let's get this bread. Hey, they could have a gluten-free lie. Oh no, actual bird caught out by that Evelyn again. Without the control word to charge know what she is, and as a support, you know, even when it doesn't have damage, you can get, ooh, a nice fun, but usually all sorts of way. Oh, not that nice from that opened there.
Flank from Pantheon.
Ooh, coming on in behind. Evelyn is getting huge. But answered back by the Hilliard members. They're pretty split now, too.
Yeah, Evelyn's gonna flank, though.
Yep.
Oh, close.
Oh my gosh. Leona coming in.
Evelyn's behind.
Careful guys. Make sure you know where things are. Don't chase too deeply. Yep. And they're like, okay, it's not worth it, so just step back up. Oh no, then that's exactly it. Everyone behind you have to be careful. Bubba Puppy, be very careful. Ooh, escaping.
Got the stun.
Ooh, driven exhausted. This is bad. Stun. Yep, this will be it. Okay, meanwhile, still, Bubba Puppy says, okay,
so
close. Oh no, come on now.
Actual bird's here.
Actually landing it, but then getting that back. Oh no, double kill for the Ezreal. Let's see if he can get it. He wants it, but he also wants to live. Portal combat!
And that is a 1v1 that the Leona is not going to win. Swain a very strong support champion in those situations, and a lot of back and forth here. We can see that the gold gap did close because of the shutdowns, but not enough that it's going to be a big swing either way. But again, we do have to pay attention. The Evelyn has just gotten her Rabadon's death cap, so that is a massive power swing for her. And that is coming in before the Drake because of those skirmishes. So that's exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah, and they just really have to keep that in mind and really have to know where she is and play around her. And just be careful that she doesn't, you know, swing back around or catch somebody out or things like that. So,
we do secure the vision here, which is very important.
Exactly, yeah. They are in control in terms of map objectives, and they're looking really good. They just have to keep that in mind.
And Ezreal has also quietly been getting very fed. He's gotten many kills in these skirmishes, so he, along with the Evelyn, is the big thing we need to worry about in these team fights or picks.
Leona coming, trying to clear conversion, take down the keyboard.
And both teams know this is the big fight. This is for the soul.
Yep.
Oh, maybe a pick.
Ooh, Flash move, catching out.
A Q? Got it.
Here we go, Kendian, finishing it off. Alright, Leona trying to put the win with two. Kendian coming in, it goes a little bit on my side. That was a beautiful knock-up. But Leona getting that kill there. Leona slowing everybody down. Oh no! Double kill for Leona. There's a lot of damage. Let's see if they can finish it off on Hilliard's side. That's a very sneaky bullet. Can they get it? Oh my goodness! That Leona close it down. There's very sneaky. Meanwhile, Warwick doing the Drake. So, getting that soul. Okay, and also finishing off Evelyn.
Yeah, so Yone, with a lot of lifesteal, you can see, I believe he has a shield bow, and that was why he got so much sustain there at the end of his health bar. When he... Does he have a shield bow? Yes, that's a shield bow there, so basically once you get below a certain amount of health, you get a big shield, you get a lot more life steal. So Bubble Puppy, you could see dancing back and forth, thinking that he didn't need to help an actual bird finish off the kill, very understandably. But then you could see how long he sustained after that. So that's what kept them up there. But now you have the Ocean Soul. So the dynamic of these fights changes.
Very different.
It doesn't change the one shot though. So that's something you need to keep in mind from the side of Evelyn being on their team, that the Evelyn can still one shot you, Ezreal just saying, hey, you're on a ward, I'm going to stop your back with my ult, it's a low cooldown, I don't care. But from the side of Hilliard, they need to be very careful about the Evelyn still one-shotting them, and they're actually just saying, let's go for the Baron. We saw Ezreal bot.
Yeah. Or starting it up on its own. 1v1 me, Baron. 1v1 me, bro. Alright, ask me to come in to help Hilliard down. That's some good damage.
Yeah, the Ocean keeps you much healthier as you're doing these Barons, so you can do a lot more prolonged Baron takes without the danger of getting low from it.
Yes, that makes sense. That makes absolute sense.
I think they just get it.
Ocean knows it, but they don't really, they can't either move on it quick enough, or else they're like, there's nothing we can do.
Well, when you have the ADC bot lane, that's something that I know Simba talked about in the coaching a long time ago with the kids. You really can't be bot as the ADC past 20 minutes, so maybe that ult from the Ezreal was there. Oh my!
Oh.
And right as we say that, we see the power of the one shot. Like we said, the Ocean Soul not saving you from that, but it is a very important point.
Smiling in his Discord.
If you have that carry in the Ezreal on the bottom side of the map, then you know that you're safe to start up that Baron, and I think that's what Hilliard wants.
Yep, and we've called our players out on that before too. We have lost the Baron that way and lost the game that way. So, right on them for learning, adapting, and taking advantage of that.
The pick here will delay the Baron push, but they still should have several waves to work with after they reset with Gore free spawning.
There's always another wave.
There is. Until the Nexus explodes, and then there's next game. Oh my goodness.
She's huge. I mean, hats off to the Evelyn, 10 kills. Huge.
Oh, but the Echo is also huge.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, Pantheon also coming in, open, like healing that stun against the enemy. That's a lot of damage. Goodbye. No amount of lifesteal will save you there when you are gone.
The Echo saying, anyone you can delete, I can delete better. That was incredible. Just taking out both of those members so quickly. He is 8, 3, and 10. He has his own death cap and a Lich Bane and 8 stacks on his Darksteel.
Alright. Trying to spin that wave with the Ez ult in Bubble Puppy. Checking out this Ev. Says, I see you. That's good. And getting those wards. Trying to push in vision into the jungle as they start, you know, kind of sieging, slow siege on these towers with that Baron buff.
And have to be a little bit careful here about not grouping with the Evelyn on the map again. Yes, you're on a controller, but she can just E on you and delete you.
Yeah, you gotta be careful, Gord. Flashing out. Raptors coming for the assist. But yeah, that is a flash expended.
Expended for the extended.
Yes. Hey.
Oh.
Do you turn around? Oh,
good. Zonya's there.
That was great. Zonya's might not be enough, as there's now 4 numbers, but it's taking them a while to go down. Killing and upgrading numbers collapse here. They're very far away, no, but that's a lot of damage done, and allows both the chance to pick up the kill here, maybe more range of farm. And that will be it. Nice farm from the Evelyn. Let's see, the Bubble Puppy says, hello, knock, who's there? He's getting the bot hole. And he's killing you, possibly. Okay, good flash from Leona. You do not want that. Meanwhile, there's top turret going down. And that always feels really brutal when... Oh, maybe not going down. Oh my gosh, like you breathe on it, it falls. But when you have it coming from both sides, it's just so hard, and you just feel like you're losing out. It's very effective.
I think that was very well played from both sides, given the circumstances they had. That top turret does eventually go down, but Hilliard recognizing that, yeah, maybe we could collapse, maybe we could get something, but they're pretty slippery with Evelyn, right? She can just dart into the shadows and get away, but they recognize we have the Baron, we have the split push, we have both lanes in the top and the bot coming in, so let's just seed these kills that they're getting in the mid. They aren't going to be able to push into our inhibitor. We get the inhibitor tower, and they're set up in a very good spot. But at the same time, on the blue side, you know that you have to go for something, right? You have to use this pick power, so getting those mid lane kills, very well done. And the big thing we want to look for now, we have the Elder Dragon coming up in 45 seconds. And if you think one-shots happen before the Elder, just wait until they get the execute damage.
Yeah, and that was something I think they pinged. Just touching a little bit. Oh, meanwhile, another Patriot saying, hey, do you know I've been practicing Pantheon? Let me show you. Huh. Goodbye. And you see them doing this vision dance again. Oh, we're taking the blast only to support
Good
Maitland.
flash.
Out. That was a great flash. We've been there. I've been there. The
Well,
blast from like working.
It's a great flash also because the Elder Drake's coming up and now Evelyn doesn't have her ultimate.
It's the F move.
Oh, this is deep.
Okay. Backing up. Oh, wow. Gone.
Great
Goodbye.
follow-up.
Malphite. Malfought and Malfell. Huh.
Oh. No flame with the meaning of Mal there. It was just,
no, malintent.
Oh, goodness. And I think we are going to secure the Elder Drake here, and Aspen does get out, and his ult's coming up in just a second here.
Let's see. Oh, beautiful flash. It was now.
Oh, and the ult
Oh my gosh. You know what?
What
a
highlight play right there. Dancing out, flashing out, ulting back in, getting the help from his friend.
I mean, that's just style. You could leave it, right? And be like, okay, bye. But no, you're like, nope, I'm coming back in. I know what I can do. I know what my champ can do. And let's push this in. As they're all just trying to clear some of those minions while they push in on these Nexus turrets.
But this is an Elder team. They might just take the game.
Yep. Yeah, that's what it looks like Hilliard is going for. Asking me kind of zoning them off. And then Nexus. Oh my god, it goes up. But you know, that's the name of game there. Landing that looks like this will be the second game going to Hilliard. Nexus blowing up. Nicely done on both sides, and especially Hilliard for finding the advantages, pushing them properly. Well done on Friendly for not giving up and sticking with it and making some great comebacks. But all in all, the catches and the team fights and the counter engages especially were just really, really nice in the follow throughs. So
Yep, excellent job here from both teams. And with that, Hilliard will be moving on to the next round of the playoffs. I believe it's tomorrow at 4 p.m. So hope you guys enjoyed watching today and hope we will catch you next time.
Yep, thank you guys for tuning in, and good luck. Have fun in life.